Hi everybody, hello, welcome to Sunday afternoon for me, crafting madness, and good morning to everyone in America and Canada. I see quite a lot of yous on already and that's really heartening, thank you very much. This week's tag prompt was black and white. Did I regret it? Yeah, quite a lot. What I also regret is that I haven't discussed with Mr. F what's next week's prompt. And
I'll think of something.
We meant to do it as well. He said to me last night, we need to give some thought to what the prompt's going to be for next week. And I said, yes, you're right. That was it. That was the end of the conversation. So I'll let you know towards the end of this live what the prompt is for next week. But it won't be as hard as black and white. It's going to be something just nice and easy. This was my one that I've made for my practice little tag book. It really was hard, honestly. I don't know why I made it so hard in my mind. But this is what I came up with. And I quite like some elements of it. I'm not so sure I like this in that form. I was so desperate to spray some stain on it. Some, shocking pink stain or something. But I didn't. I stuck to the rules, but it would have looked so much better with a bit of colour on it. Anyway, let me take you through how I got to this, and then you can take it forward and do whatever, you store those little techniques in your memory bank and pull on them when you need to. So let's go. Right, that's that. So first of all, I have cut out the tag shape as I do every week. It's 4 1/4 by 8 inches, 4 1/4 across, 8 inches tall, and it goes onto the spine, which is 3/4 of an inch, if you remember. And then I've cut this one out, that's 3 1/4 by 7, and that's going to be the top bit that you saw on my tag. So this is watercolour paper. This is what I'm using. Sea Brights of Brighton, a British company, probably, I would guess, not available in the States. It's A4 that I use. Yours probably comes in, is it 8.5 by 11, I think, yours. But the important thing is it's watercolour paper, and it's 350 GSM. That's thick. That's a thick paper, or £150. You probably don't need it this thick, and you probably don't even really need watercolour paper. You'd probably get away with mixed media paper, I would have thought. And here the description is versatile paper. Yeah, it is. Medium cold press surface. Now that is, that tells you a lot about watercolour paper, because it comes in, see here where it says, medium cold press surface. You get hot press, you get cold press, you get not. It's just called not, and that's not pressed. And you'll get the hang of what they are. This has got if I can get the lid, I nearly said the cover off it. This has got a bit of a texture on it. It's a medium texture. It's not real smooth like hot pressed would be, and it's not either, because that would be much lumpier. And it depends what sort of work you're going to do, really, as to which sort of paper you need. If you're doing intricate things, then you probably need hot pressed. It's smooth and you'll get a nice smooth covering of your watercolour. But for us, this was on sale in Hobbycraft, and it's fine for what I need. So that's the watercolour paper situation. Right, so the first thing I'm going to do is the back of the tag, and what I'm going to do is just collage it. You could, if you wanted to, stamp all over the back, and I think that would be lovely actually. I did think about doing that, and I thought, no, I'm just going to use collage. And the black and white Tim Holtz collage paper that I have is the Botanical, and it's the one that's got all the really pretty flowers on it. Oh, yikes, it's nearly finished. Well, And I'm just going to put that over the entire back like that and glue that down. So let's see where I need to just cut that about. And it covers the entire tag, so that's great. I don't need to worry about things. Let's pop that away. Let's be tidy as we go about things. Well, it would be if things had a drawer to go in. I don't know where they live. I'll pop it in there, but I don't think that's its home. Right, so with this collage paper and with certain other tissue that you get, you have to put the glue onto the card and then pop this onto it. Normally with normal collage, you've seen me do it with napkins. I don't put glue on the back. I just use the collage paper and the collage medium and put it on the front. This is somehow, it doesn't allow the moisture through, so you have to glue it on the back. So I am using Tim Holtz Distress Collage Medium in the matte. It comes in vintage, which is the same as this, but sort of brownie colour. So when you use it, things have that vintage appearance. And it also comes in crazed. I haven't heard particularly good things about the crazed one. I haven't tried it, so I can't really comment. But it seems to be a very, very fine crazing, if at all. So all I'm going to do is paint my Distress Medium onto my
That's one of the styles you
tag.
come in as well.
Crazed. Thanks. Love you too.
I know.
You're just too good. So I'm trying to get a fairly even, doesn't have to be amazingly thick, but fairly even, because you do want it to stick to all over. And the lights are doing me a favour. I can actually see where I've got it and where I haven't. You guys have been putting up some amazing tags in the group this week. I know this has been a real... Oh, it's been horrible. I don't know why I chose it. I'm so sorry. Right, so I'm just going to get this and pop it onto there. Now it's quite thick. Well, not thick, but don't know what the word is. It allows you to pick it up and replace it. I don't care if I get the odd wrinkle, actually. But old habits die hard, and I want to get it smooth if I can. So there we go. Now I can see already there's certain bits that aren't wanting to stick. This corner here, for example. So let's just go in under there, give that a bit of glue. Where else? Yes, up here. That looks like it's had no glue on it whatsoever. Although I'm quite sure it did.
Shaz says Fiona is the decoupage queen.
Thank you, Shaz.
Kim's asking, has anybody seen the new Tim Holtz colour?
Yes! Saltwater taffy. I'm guessing taffy is the way that you say toffee in America. We call it toffee. But yeah, the new colour is saltwater taffy, and it's not a colour that I would have thought was particularly needed. But having seen it, you know, been on Instagram, I've had a look at what all the makers have done with it, and it's a very soft pinky peachy colour, and it would be amazing for the sort of top patina of rust, I'm thinking, which will bring me on to something else that I'm planning on doing, but not telling you about yet. Right, so I want to put, I don't know why I put that away, because I want to put collage medium over the front as well.
Do roll call, will you do that?
Yes.
We have Jen.
Hiya, Jen.
Judy.
Hello, Judy.
Kim.
Hiya, Kim.
Mike.
Hiya, Mike.
Gonnie.
Hello, Gonnie. Do you know, Gonnie, that book that you sent me, the Scrap Boys, I think it was called. Honestly, that is the book that just gives and gives. I can't thank you enough for that book. Yeah, sorry.
Shaz.
Hiya, lovely Shaz. How you doing? Are you lambing?
She's been lambing and puppying, I think.
Oh my goodness me.
Bernice.
Hello, Bernice. Lovely
Rose.
tag that Bernice did. Lovely, lovely.
Rose.
Hiya, Roz. Hiya, Jim. Hope you're both all right. Hope you're feeling a good lot better, Roz.
Kyung.
Hello, lovely Kyung. Kyung's obviously come back from the jungle to join us. I don't know if you've been following what Kyung's up to, but she, for reasons best known to her, she's painting her bathroom like a jungle, and we're getting regular updates of photographs, and it's absolutely fantastic. It's amazing. She's got these great big monstera leaves, and they're just so perfect. She's such a clever girl.
Terry.
Hi, Terry.
Fancy Nancy and Will.
Hi, Fancy Nancy. Thanks for being here right at the beginning. Sometimes I know that you're sneaking. And hiya, Will. How you doing?
Kerry.
Hi, Kerry.
JJ.
Hi, JJ.
Wittiza.
Hi, Wittiza.
Ellie B.
Hello, Ellie.
Brenda.
Hiya, Brenda. Nice of you to join us.
Julie.
Julie Camellia.
Yes.
Hello, Julie. How you doing? I'm waiting for a video.
Michelle.
Hello, Michelle.
Rhonda.
Hi, Rhonda.
Louise.
Hello, Louise.
Karen.
Hi, Karen.
Sharon.
Hello, show it's Sharon Hales Davis.
Hales.
Hi, Sharon. How you doing?
That's it. Unless Lorna.
Oh, Lorna. Lorna. She's been posting pictures on Instagram of ledgers and documents and more ledgers and more documents. That girl has a serious addiction. I'm telling you, she does. Right, I need to lift this up from my messy mat, and it's obviously going to want to stick to it. I didn't think of that before now. Yes, so we have saltwater taffy, and I'm sure there's plenty of people can't wait for the shops to open on Monday to go and get their pot or pad or whatever it is of saltwater taffy. Right, I could dry that, but I've got something else to do in the interim. So
Do you want me to dry it?
no, but if you put it over there, it'll dry. Try not to stick it to too much. That's the problem. Right, so now we're on to the middle. You know the bit I mean, don't you? This bit, the tag that's on the tag. So what you need to do is use archival or stays on ink. So, don't use distress ink for this because it'll get washed away. So I'm going to use stays on. It's actually the only jet black that I've got, and it'll do the job perfectly. And I'm going to use this stamp that I use for everything. It's a stamp as anonymous, and I think it's Wendy Vetchy, is it? I think so. It doesn't matter. It's a legible text. It never gets washed. Sorry, Nancy. I know you sent me stamp washing stuff. Let's just put that on there whilst I discuss with you something. Before I put the illegible text on, I kind of need to know what I'm going to put in the middle, because if it's a sticker, if I decide to go with a sticker, you'll see the text through the sticker. So here are our choices. I have black and white stickers. I've had all of these out this week trying to decide what's for the best. And there's a couple of these that I quite liked. I quite like that one. It's the same. And I quite like that one. Was there another one? Or not? These are just from Ali. No, I think that must have been it, those two. So those are the sticker choices that we've got. And then I have this pack of really groovy stuff. It's Tim Holtz, of course, and it's the layers, but this time it's engraving, and they are black and white. And this is kind of what swayed me last week to say black and white, because I knew I had these, and I thought maybe I could use them, but maybe I can, I don't know. So let's bring this back down. Let's have a look what you get in the layers pack. Bottles, oh, a mushroom, scissors, pen nib, all the usual suspects. I really like that. If you cut that out and put it onto a page, it would look fabulous with a lost relative behind, something like that. Paint tubes, bowler hat, shirt collar, the usual stuff is here. What we would call a tap, I guess you call a faucet. I like that. And this garden urn. That's quite nice. Don't dislike that. This massive hydrangea. I don't even know if it fits. Oh, it does. But it's a bit big, isn't it, I think. I'll leave it out. You never know. A little songbird. A lady. Paintbrushes. Smaller ladybird. Yeah, there's loads. I won't go through each and every single one. Oh, I've got beastie. Oh, I quite like that. I know there's some of you that won't though, so I won't put it on. It's like me with snakes. No. I won't even touch the page if they're on. And Edith's got a page where it's got snakes on it. Oh, why, Edith, why? That nice dog rose is nice, isn't it? That's quite nice. This Mr. Man here. He's all right. Roses, a bit small. Top hats, teacup, seahorse. When am I going to use a seahorse? A card, plain card. This woman, wow. She's a bit fancy, isn't she? Flower, a bit small, bird cage, butterfly. No. Ooh, look at that. Oh, that's quite nice, isn't it? I think I would cut that bit off. I quite like that. That's nice. That's the favourite at the moment.
He only loves the hydrangeas. You can see you painting that.
I know, but I'm not allowed, am I? It's black and blooming white. This is the problem I've had. This has been my dilemma all week. That every time I look at something, I think, oh, if I just got my sprays out, you know, like these, but coloured, and just, oh. But it's against the rules. Who made the rules? Must have been stupid me. Oh, look at that. You get a brolly. Oh, that's fabulous. That would look gorgeous coloured over one of the Tim Holtz Peeps. Artist palette. Well, there's loads in here. This is really good. I really like this. I love these people and the car. I love all of it, all right? I just love it. I'm just Tim Holtz groupie. So I like that. Haven't tried this one yet. Don't even know which way is up that way. That's just a little bit too fat. Doesn't really stick on. Let's put these away. I need a new box for these, actually.
Nancy says no big buggies.
No big bugs, Nancy. I wouldn't do that to you because I know there's a lot of people out there that don't like them. Personally myself, if things have got, you know, legs, generally they're not too bad. But things without legs, So I've got that. It's quite nice. Sorry, we're auditioning, all right? It's what I do. We've got that. Wouldn't that just look... I'll stop saying this now, but wouldn't that just look lovely with a spray of purple there and a spray of blue there and let them sort of just meld together? So there's the rose, there's a hydrangea, there's that, which might get a little bit lost, and that. It's a bit too short, I think. Okay. I wanted something not so big. I think I'll go with that one. It's really nice. It's a statement, isn't it? It's a statement of my intent. put the things away, which is not like me, but usually at the end of a live it's just the crafter math. That's what it is. Right, so I'm going to cut that off because I don't really want that there. And don't forget that you can do this with things, you know. You can cut into them. You can chop bits out if they're not to your liking. There we go. Who would have ever known that was there? And it's given us more room top and bottom. So, right. So now I can stamp. That's going to go there, and it doesn't really matter if I stamp underneath it because this isn't see-through. So I can stamp a willy-nilly with total impunity. So let's just stamp this up. I don't care if I get ink everywhere on the stamp or not. I'm not going for a perfect finish.
Jen says to save it, Fiona, and use it later. Maybe ink for next week's prompt.
Ink. So that's fine. It's not regular or perfect, and that'll do me fine. It's just a background. You've seen me do it 100 times before. I really like my legible script. It's great. Could I just ask you, please, if you would stick that into some water, because it's just going to get ruined otherwise. Right, so the next thing to do is, well, this is the exciting bit. We're going to add some modelling paste. And I'm just wondering, is my stencil through there?
Sorry?
Is there a leaf stencil through there? Could you bring it through, please? That was because I was so diligent washing up before.
That one.
Yeah, that one. Thanks a lot. So this is my modelling paste. I know some of you are new on here. This is a PBO Artist modelling paste, high density. Any modelling paste just about will do. I would advise that you don't buy a pot this size unless you're going to be using modelling paste virtually every day, because you'll reach a place where it just dries up and there's nothing you can do about it. And then what seemed like a bargain is actually turned out to be quite expensive. So I shouldn't have bought one this size, but it's still doing all right. So just take a painter's palette, or that's not what you call them, but I can't remember what they're called. Palette knife, or the edge of a credit card will do. You don't need all the expensive gadgetry, you just don't. So I want to leave a space around here. So I'm gonna put this on so I see where I want my pattern to be. And I'm using this one. It's a really oldie but goodie sheet of paper. You can see it, it's just leaves, and it hasn't always been washed off when it's been used, but actually sometimes that's quite good because it strengthens the stencil. So that's going to go there. So I'm going to put my stencil, pull it up a bit, just where that rose isn't really. I don't want, and just get some on the back of your knife, and you're just going to push that through the stencil around where the rose is going to go. Make sure that you've got enough on, because we are trying to build up some texture here. I've got the smallest palette knife in the world. Yeah, that's probably fine to there. So then when you've done it, just go over it and pick up any excess. So yeah, that looks nice there. And then let's just turn this around so I can see where I am at. Just wipe that off. So for the one that I did for the practice, I used squares, a stencil that had squares on it. And I thought it was a bit, I don't know, could have been better. There's a nice little leaf down there I'm going to go for. There we are. I can't exactly see where this rose is anymore, so I'm hoping I'm alright. Scrape it off my finger. So I'm just using even pressure to, I'm holding it in place with the other hand, not the hand I'm spreading with. I'm just holding it just as you would a stencil, if you know, an ordinary stencil if you were painting. And put it through and then take it off, take any surplus off. But do try and leave some, you don't want to scrape it bald. So it's a fine line, but you'll soon get the hang of it. Like that. Oh yeah, that's good, that's good. So I just want something there, and I would say it's probably that little one again. Take care not to squash the paste that you've already got down. It can be a bit tricky. That's lovely. Right, let's see what we've got. I think that'll be fine. Could I ask you please to just, thank you. So that's us finished with the modelling paste, and I think it'll look all right. Put that away. Clunk. Let's just wipe this up, because once it sets it's much more difficult to get off. There we go. So the thing is that you have to sort of, just poke my ear with my finger that's got modelling. What was I doing? Yeah, so this will take, in a sort of average temperature room, there's a bit of a space there as well, never mind, about, depends how thick you do it, but about half an hour to dry, something like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this off. Mr. F's earning his keep today, isn't he? He's running round. So when he comes back, I'll give him this to place in a dry place. And, well, actually it doesn't matter, I won't need that again, thank you. And have a look at this one here that I have already done. Now, I didn't leave much of a space there at all. So obviously wasn't planning on putting that there, but I think we'll be all right. We'll see when we get everything else done. Right, so next thing is let's cut the corners in it. I've got a template. I guess you guys have one too by now, so you get all your corners the same. Let's cut this off. And we know what we're up to, where we're up to. Right. Okay, so now comes the good bit. Now's the bit where you just let loose. So I'm just going to get myself some kitchen towel or blue roll or whatever you use in your house, and I'm going to use Distress Spray Stain in Black Soot. Now, those of you that use Black Soot in the Distress ink will know that this has some weird property that the other inks don't have. The other inks don't get everywhere, but Black Soot, from once you use it, you're covered in it. Everywhere's covered in it. I have never used this Distress Spray Stain before in Black Soot, so we'll see what's going to happen to it. It might be horrendous. And if it is, it is. Right, okay. So I'm just going to spray. Put a fair bit of ink on there. Get my, because like all distress inks, it's reactive to water. So if you add water to that and then let it do its thing, i.e. run down. Oh, that's looking nice. Yeah, it's all over my fingers. Yep. But then again, that's what we thought would happen. Now I want some more of this because I'm not keen on these bits here. Let's see what's happening. I like that. That's nice. I like this dark bit in here. I'm just going to dry that. Then I'm going to turn it over and do this side. Actually, before I do, I think it needs a little bit more on the side. You can do it in a splat box or a cardboard box if you're not trying to do a live. There we are. Let's just, yeah, thin that down a bit. But try and still leave some nice black bits. We will be coming at it from the other side, from this side down. So don't worry too much about this side of things at the moment. Yeah, I like that. So let's dry that as it is. So excuse me a minute, but needs must. I must dry my... These are great, aren't they? These, you can actually talk over them. Well, I could talk over the really, really noisy one. But this is effortless to talk over. So there you can, it's drying. It's got such a heat, this dryer, it's amazing. And I can see it drying. And it would be so nice at this stage to add some colour, would it not? But that is not happening. Right, so let's do the other. Let's do down here. So that's quite a healthy amount right across the bottom. And I quite like that. I quite like that just as it is. Not that run up there, I don't want that. Or that. But the rest I quite like. I like that real darkness down the bottom. After we finish this, hopefully I'll get time to do a Shabby page for the Shabby journal. I've got everything sorted. Well, I think I have. Pretty much everything's organised, so it's just kind of to show you what I've done. So this is the point where you're glad you've used watercolour paper, because it takes all this stuff that you've thrown at it. And I could go in there, I could add another layer, I could add another layer, and it would still hold up to it. Ordinary paper, you wouldn't get this effect at all, to be honest. It just sinks straight in and you can't move it. So there we are, that's not too bad, that's about dry I think. Okay. Lots of black around on me. Yeah, I quite like that. Where's the rose that we were going to add on to the other one? Will that go onto there? Yeah, I think it will. But what we need to do first is, it's looking very, very dull. And we've put this modelling paste on for a reason. And the reason is that we want to sand it back and get some white. Now, unfortunately, the modelling paste I've got, the PBO, it's not bright white. A lot of the modelling pastes are really bright white, and so when you sand them back, you've got a gorgeous white colour. This is more sort of vintagey looking. It's sort of creamy. But I'm just taking my nail file flat down, and I'm just going to go over it just to highlight the edges of those leaves that we put in with modelling paste. Got a bit of wet ink there, that's not helping much. and it will bring them out. And that's the reason why we did it. Gives us a lovely bit of texture, really nice pattern. So once you've done it one way, you can turn it the other, and then you'll catch the other side of them, as it were. I quite like that that technique. And of course, you know, you don't have to use it exactly like this. You can use it in any journal, or any art journal, probably more particularly.
Guillaume says the technique is amazing.
Oh, thanks, Guillaume.
And Karen says it's fantastic. And Kerry says it makes a real difference to the highlights.
Yeah, it does. It does, and that's the purpose of putting that on. It's I just like it. And you can catch them just ever so gently if you want, or you can go in and really go to town on them. I'm glad you're feeling a bit better, Roz, anyway. I've sanded the top layer of my watercolour paper, but never mind, we'll solve that. Right, so I think that's probably enough, says she, going in again. Why not? Let's see them. I don't know if you can see, but just there's some texture been left over from the modelling paste, and the ink sunk into it, and now I've sanded it off. I'm just sanding the top layer off, and you can see the texture in there. That's really nice. I'll try and do that. I'll try and remember to do that the next time I do anything like this, because it just adds a lovely texture to it. I bet you're looking at the screen thinking, oh, that woman, get over yourself. I'm just going to wipe my hands because they're really kind of black sooty. Try not to use baby wipes if I can possibly help it. And ordinarily I'd get up and wash my hands, but I think since I started using a Timmy towel, my consumption of wet wipes has gone down dramatically. And they're just great. I mean, they're better than wet wipes used to be, so there we go. Right, so there we have it. So now we need to find something to put on there. And I think that looks quite nice, actually, amongst the leaves. It's maybe not standing out dramatically, and I think what I'll do is ink around the edge with black. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get a little finger dauber out, and it's really shiny stuff, this. It's coated. And I'm going to get my stays on and go around it. Because as with a lot of Timmy's stuff, it's not cut in tight to the edge. There's a white border around it. And I don't want to cover the entire white border. I just want to make a mark where that edge is. It might look rubbish. It's possible, isn't it? Anything's possible. Or it might just stand out a little bit better. There we go. Do you guys generally like mixed media or not? If you would answer, I'd be really grateful. I think Kyung does. I'm not sure about anybody else really. But if you could answer, let me know. I mean, if you don't, don't think I'm going to throw my hands up in horror. If you don't like mixed media, that's fine. You don't have to. But just let me know, yes or no. And it may inform a decision that I'm going to talk about later on. Right, there we are. I've been all around it.
Becky Young loves mixed media. Kerry Roberts, she doesn't do a lot of it, but she loves it.
Right.
Ros likes the mixed media. Judy likes watching somebody else do it.
Right.
Kim does it.
Kim Rolando.
Martin. And Bernice doesn't like mixed media. Shaz adores mixed media. Karen loves it. Cooper. Julie loves watching it. Janya loves it. Brenda, yes, she does. Nancy, I want to. And Ellie B, yes, love mixed media.
So, Bernice doesn't, just absolutely fair enough. But everybody else likes it. Nancy wants to like it. You want to, but you don't. Right. That's on there, and to be honest, it's kind of a bit lost. But I'm not really sure what to do about it. I'm sitting here frantically trying to think what I've got that would help that situation. I wonder if I stuck it onto... I know I've just put a board around there, but it's very lost there, isn't it? What's the solution to this then? Solution. I wonder if I was to put it just on a piece of white card. Let's just try that and see, because it's very lost amongst all the leaves. Let's see where I want to cut that. About there. I don't know if this is going to work, 'cause I'm just trying to see if I can solve a problem. How do you solve a problem like Maria? Oops. Bit too sticky-outy. If I was Julie, I would start singing How Do You Solve a Problem Like Maria. Oh dear. Yeah, what about that? Does that look better?
Nancy says she wants to try it. She does like it when she sees the outcome, though some she's seen overdo the technique.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. It's like everything, isn't it? You know, some people just take it that one step too far. I might have done that myself on this occasion. I think that's just about all I can do with that. It's going to get lost. It's just going to be lost. I'm going to just take a whisker off the width of it. Otherwise you can't see the sides. Let's have a look now. It's a shame we're losing the some of the leaves, but some of them are still there. Yeah, I think that's about all we can do. What?
I'm just wondering whether it looks better just without the white and just go with it.
It's very lost though, isn't it? Okay, let's have a poll. That's it, as it is. And that's it on white. Which do you like? That one or that one?
In my personal opinion, the other one's too much white.
Right.
I suppose if you wanted it to be slightly less lost, you could put some white around that. You know, stick it down and then put some white acrylic coming out from it or whatever to give it a bit of a halo.
What's people saying? As is, no white. I like it without the white. No white. Or some white fabric. I haven't really got any I can lay my hands on this second. And I don't want to be sewing either, really. No white. Without the white. I like it better without the white. No white. I like Judy's idea. Black gauze. Haven't got any, Nancy. Too much white. Lace, maybe. Yeah, yeah. Band of white, like it as it is. I'm playing with the zip markers today. Okay. No white. If you have another rose, use an inked one. If you have another rose, use an inked one. Right, well, that's it then. That's what's going to happen. I'm just going to stick this little bit down here. Then I'm going to go around the edge. Come on, glue. Oh no, please yourself. It's never been the same since I got Cosmic Shimmer. It's got a right hoof on. Just stick that down there, and I'm going to ink around it with my stays on, just to give it a really dark black edge. Because black suit is black, but it's not jet black, not like the stays on is jet black. And then we've got to put it onto the other piece that we made, and you'll see it'll change when it gets onto the other piece. And we've got bits to add, etc, etc, etc. I think my little finger dauber is shredding up. Right, there we are. So we've got that nice and dark. Sorry, is there something you want to say? Oh, white pen. For what? What were you thinking?
I was thinking if you stuck that top bit onto the other bit and then went round it, white line around the outside, it might stand out.
Yeah. Yeah. Right, so could you pass me back the collage bit, please?
Of course.
I've lost the blooming... Oh no, it's here after all. Thank you very much. Right, so now all I need to do... I'm just going to cut round this. Ordinarily I'd use a sandpaper block and cut this down. But as I say, this Tim Holtz collage paper, it behaves slightly, well, quite differently to napkins, to be honest. But this should be fine. It's dry now anyway, so that's the main thing. To be honest, I could go back into most of the tags that I've made and change them in some way, and I think that's true really of a lot of work that you do. You know, you go back into it and you think, oh, I could change that. Now you see that just looks different now that it's on that white, I think. Yeah, I don't dislike it, it's okay. Right. So the next thing to do is I'm going to make some little numbers. That'll do. Some little tags to go under there with white numbers on them. So let's get my Timmy out. I'm going to make them at various widths, and I'm not even measuring them. They're just, that's whatever it is, 3/4 of an inch, would you say? That's probably 1 1/4 inches. And that one's somewhere in between. It's just ordinary black card. Now then, I need to get some white acrylic. You could do this with gesso, it does work with gesso. And you need a stamp, which I did lay out. And now I've probably covered it up. Here it is. Lovely. So, and a braille, that's the other thing that you need. I started off today with my desk not too bad, but... Right, so just put out a little bit of... Actually, before I do that, I'm going to fold these pieces of paper in half like this. You've seen me use this trick loads of times. It's one of my favourite things to do when I use 2 tags. Usually I use field notes today. My stamp is numbers from Darkroom Door. Look how dirty my hands are. I don't like it. Right, there we are. So I've got those ready to be printed on. Lovely. So, yes, get your acrylic. Well, hang on, before we do that, let's get everything else sorted. That needs to go onto there. There's no stick whatsoever because this is beyond dirty. So I'm sticking it on with glue stick. Put that on there, right. Put your little bit of acrylic out. If you've got white acrylic ink pad or something, that's fine. But I don't have such a thing. So I'm using white acrylic paint, my brayer, to get a nice thin layer, even sort of thin layer, if you want an even stamp, like that. Then pop your, let's see which way's up, that way. Put your stamp in there, and then just stamp it onto there. So we've got nice white stamp. This one's a bit pale, so I'm going to turn it over and stamp on the other side. That's the joy of it. Oh, that's even worse. Stick with the one we had. Right, so with this stuff you need to wash your stamp and your brayer sharpish, because acrylic paint dries, thank you very much, dries so quickly. So let's use all of this up and let's just clear this off from here. I had way too much paint, as always. You don't need anything like that. But the joy of that is that you can use any, whatever colour acrylic paints you've got, you can use. And you can mix your own if you want to. And there we go, that's that. So, finished with that. Right, so I've got these three, and I'm going to just place them where I think they look nice. So sort of there. It needs to go up and across a little bit, I think. Back there probably, I think, is square. I don't know. I think so. Pop that one there. So that they're the same, they're out to the edge of the page. And I made them quite long, so they're just, you're not messing around with them, they could just go in easily. And that goes to there. Lovely. Right, so I just need to glue the flower on, glue those on, put eyelet in there, put some ribbon through, and, hey presto, we're done. But as I say, I'm going to do, or attempt to do, the shabby one for the... Oh, come on, what's wrong with you? One for the shabby chic little accordion book as well. That's it. And see if we can get ever closer to finishing that. I'm enjoying the little shabby chic one. So, prompt for next week, a tag prompt, Mr. F. Over to you. Something easy, please.
Easy. Numbers.
Numbers?
Numbers.
Yeah, numbers are good. So, just the number, or can you spell it out, or what?
You can spell it out, you can use the digits, you can use Roman numbers, anything you like, just as long as it's number related.
Okay. Oh, that's a better one. That's a good one. Surely, numbers. We can't go wrong with numbers. Do you think? Well, we can. I'll be sitting here next Sunday going, why did we choose numbers?
Brings in clock faces.
Yeah.
Anything.
Yeah.
Periodic table for Mike.
Yeah. Right, so I'm just going to make sure that's central. I want that on the bottom, and I want to be able to read the numbers. Yeah, this has got numbers on it. Could have used it. I think that's about there, so I'm going to stick my my thingies on. So I want a bit on the back to stick to the thing. I want a bit in the middle to stick together. And a bit on this side. I'm just going to slide that in without moving that, hopefully, to there. Like that. Lovely. So it's still sort of loose. If you, oh, I haven't stuck my thing down. That's a bit of an oversight. All right, okay.
Tommy's joined us.
Hello, Tommy. How you doing? How's your mum doing? Better, I hope. Yeah, I shouldn't have stuck it down to the back, but never mind. So I'm going to stick that together. Then I'm going to put this in here where I want it, so it'll be stuck to this, but not to the back. There we go. And this one as well. Then we can stick the label down after I've put an eyelet in it. Oh, I don't know why I did that. That's not right. Need it on there. Okay. Lovely. Right, that's that. So let's hope that hasn't stuck too well. Doesn't matter really. No, it hasn't, so we're all right. So that's that. I've got my rose on it. I've got my 3 number things on. I want to put a hole and some ribbon in the top of there. Just need to find out where the middle is. I'll do it on this side. Yeah, that was my I was practicing before. It didn't go well. I don't know where my pencil is, but this will do. So that needs to go about there. I'm just going to do it on the middle hole, smallest hole, should I say. There we go. And I've got this ribbon. And this came, you know when you buy clothes and it's got ribbon for you to hang things up on your clothes hanger, and you never ever do it, they're just a nuisance. Well, that's what that was. It was a bit of ribbon out of some clothing. Waste not, want not. Come on, that's it. Right, so I'm just going to tie a bow, and then we can glue it onto the back. Oh, the other day I was looking at YouTube, you know, what's new there, but I saw this video called How to Tie a Bow, and I think it was about how to tie a bow when you're not tying it onto something, you know, just a sort of freestanding bow. And I thought, oh, that sounds interesting, I'll come back to that. And I haven't come across it since. But I need to go and look it out, I think, because my bow tying skills are not that good, really. Right, that's that. So let's get this stuck onto here. Actually, I want to go around there first with the stays on. Just really darken that up. Yeah, this finger topper, it's just fallen to pieces. I'm glad I'm not doing it over some work that I care about. Yeah, that looks much better with a dark edge. Right, so there we go. that's that. Just stick it together. I don't really want to put that on the floor. Just get tread everywhere and it's full of ink. Okay, let's stick this down. I'm going to use Collage because I know it works. It's good. And there's another week gone down. Honestly, it only seems like a couple of weeks ago that we had this idea about the tag prompt. So, for those of you that missed it, it's numbers next week. It can be any numbers, can be a spelt out number in letters, can be, as Mr. F says, a clock face or a periodic table of the elements, or whatever it is that's got numbers on, you can use. So that fits quite nicely there. There we go. Yeah, that's that. So, oops. This needs it. Oh, it's sliding around. There we are. Just needs to set, I think. So there we are. If I was able to, I would definitely add colour to this rose. I would paint it pink and green and everything would look much better. But, you know, it's a black and white tag day. There we are. So that's that done. I give you my black and white tag. Does it go in this one? Is this the one? No, it goes in the other one. Where is the other one? Here. That's quite pretty, isn't it? I haven't seen that since last week. It's quite nice. It's definitely spring, isn't it? I haven't done the back of that either. How remiss. So that is going to get stuck onto there, and that's going to be my black tag. So I'll do that afterwards once it's all dry and everything is hunky-dory. Hunky-dory. Right, because I'm now moving on to Shabby. You alright?
Yep. Commenting.
Oh, Nancy likes it. Thank you. So striking, Fiona. Thank you, Jen. Thanks, Roz. Thank you, Bernice. Thanks, Jania. Yeah, it does look different, Julie. That's the thing. Thanks, Guillaume. Sometimes it's, you know, you're tempted to do things to one section of something, and then when you join it all together, it doesn't look quite right. You've got to bear in mind, not that I'm saying that's right, that rose is lost. There's no two ways about that, but it doesn't look too bad once it's all joined together, I don't think. Let's give this a bit of a clean. Yeah, I quite like it. It's not a disaster. It's not a disaster. But it's not great either, don't get me wrong. Right, let's move on to the land of the shabby. Where possibly, I don't think I need this now, but if I do, I'll just put it there so I can grab it at a moment's notice. Right, is this going to shock you? Look at this. It's prepared. It's even in a poly bag. Come on. What's wrong with you? Don't know. Right. So, just to remind ourselves of what we're doing, where we're at, because that's often a good thing. Let's put that away. This is our shabby little accordion book, and I'm not sure which way is the front. We haven't put the covers on yet. So, yeah, it opens like that. No, it doesn't. Silly moo. It opens like that. Which is pretty, and it's definitely shabby. I really like it. And I made a video, I think, of both of these pages. This was before we realised we could stain pearls. Then I did that page, which is a real kind of mixed media thing. It has no journaling in it. I've given up the premise of journaling, really. It's just a pretty shabby chic book. This we did last week with the brushos, which turned out really quite nice. Should have done that for romance, really, shouldn't I? Very nice. And then that's it. That's all we've got. So that's all she wrote. So today we're going to do another page, and this is from the Journal Boat, from Vicky at the Journal Boat, and this is her latest kit, and it's called, I think it's called a Shabby Rose, and it is really shabby. If you love shabby, you'll love it, and if you don't, you'll just think it looks dirty. I personally really love it. I couldn't believe it when I opened it. It was beautiful. And I've got some stickles, the Dovecraft glitter glue, but stickles to all intents and purposes. And I've got some other bits in here. I've got some... Now that is the colour of saltwater taffy. A sort of pinky, peachy, corally colour. Nice colour. Now I think... Yeah, those are the pages that I've cut up. So the two very similar pages in that kit that Vicky's just released. And I've cut one to be the page that's going to stick into there. So that's the page that we're going to stick on, like that. And then I have torn another piece. Oh, that's upside down, quite obviously. Oh dear. Was I writing the wrong way of that? I don't think so. I've torn another piece. It's just another piece of it, and I've torn it. Same width, I've just torn down there, because I just like that look. And then I had this piece of paper, well, a file on my computer actually, and it had these ladies on it. No, that's another bit of the paper. And these roses. And I don't know whose it is. It smacks of Artie Mays to me. It might be an Artie Mays freebie. But I can't say for definite that it is, but I think it is. And whoever's it is, I'm very grateful to you, and I'm sorry I can't thank you properly. So I've fussy cut. I printed these 2 to a page, so they're half the size that they would have been, because our page is only 6 by 4. It's tiny. So this was the larger one, and I've trimmed it down a little bit, so it's gonna. I made a tag. Let's get with the program here. That's the page it's going to stick on. That's the pocket, and then this is a tag that's going to go in there. Okay, so that's it. Elementary, my dear Watson. So these, I thought they would be really nice on the tag, but they're too little. They're just too little. So they'll come in for something else at some stage. So that was the bigger one, and she's going to go on there, and this is going to be our tag. And I've gone round the edges with vintage photo, nothing darker than that. So I don't think shabby chic per se suits anything darker than vintage photo. It then gets into the land, or it can get into the land of grunge. So if you're sticking with shabby chic, I'd stick with vintage photo, is what I would say, but who am I? So yeah, I cut 3 out of those, and I've got 3, and they come in different sizes, 2 smaller ones and 1 larger one. And then these are pages from, or fussy cuts from the book that Gonnie sent me, which was the Scrap Boys. And they've got the lovely sort of pinky greeny. They're beautiful. So I've fussy cut those out, and I've given them a layer of the stickles, apart from this one, because I thought you might want to see me do that. And I'm not sure whether or not to put stickles on the roses. They do need a little bit of ink on them. They're too pink as it is. So let's just put a little bit of ink on them. Let's see if I can find a brush somewhere. Is it that one? Yep, that was fortunate. Just dull them down just a little bit. Take away that candy pink. I don't want to make them dirty, I just don't want them blaringly bright either. There we go, that will do nicely. Right, so while we're doing components, let's just put some stickles on here. I've got a little brush here that gets used for everything. Look at it, look at all the glitter coming out of it. Ooh. And what I do is I just put a little bit out on my messy mat or whatever surface I choose. Just pick it up and just brush it on. No more complicated than that. That's it. And it just gives a nice, gentle, little bit of a sparkle. I guess you could use pearly inks if you wanted to. I just happen to have quite a lot of these. I think they were on offer at Hobbycraft or something, and I thought, oh yeah, I'll have, 10 of those or whatever. I never use them, so age-old tale, isn't it? So there we are, we've got that. It doesn't take long to dry. It takes less time to dry if you have it the right side up. So there we are. So we've got those. Let's just wipe that off. Okay. So finished with that. Right, so what I really, really want, wasn't that a Spice Girls song? I think it was, Yeah, I look like a Spice Girl, don't I? Hang on till I get my rum and coke.
Nutmeg.
Cheers. Somebody says, is this still live? Sandra, yes, it's still live, my dear. I'm still prattling on. Now then, what I need is my box of... This is my box of lace, fabric.
He says Shabby Spice.
Shabby Spice, that's brilliant, Julie. That's brilliant. That's amusing. Yeah, this is where I put all those odds and ends of lace, where you cut them way, where they're just a little bit too long, you cut them, they all end up in here. Along with other things, I must say. I mean, yeah, right. There's an earring. But you see, if you broke that up, you've got gorgeous charms, haven't you? Really. Oh my goodness, there's all sorts of things in here. Chain. Oh, look at that chain with... Ooh, I could use that. And there's some chain there. What's that got on? Oh, this has got a kind of fluorescent pink thing on it. It looks like a little girl's bracelet, actually. But with alcohol ink, I'm sure I could colour that into something else. Yeah, anyway, that's by the by. That's not what we stopped by to look at. So that needs to come out. And then in the bottom is the scraps. So let's see what scraps we need. I need scraps for this, for the pocket, which I could stick on, really, that would be helpful. Well, let's just pick out what we see in cream.
Jen and Karen say Crafty Spice.
Crafty Spice. Oh, good. That's quite a nice piece of white lace. Tulle. Another little bit of tulle. I'm just getting anything out that looks like it might be the right sort of thing. But you see the tiny little bits that I keep, and I always intend to make a snippet roll or clusters, one or the other. Do I do that? No, because every time I made a snippet roll or clusters, I never use it. So I mean, there's a lot of boho stuff in here, to be fair. But there's other bits as well, so we're all right. Have a delve. It's good delving, isn't it? I like delving. I like when Julie delves. Because everybody else's scraps look so much better than yours. They just do.
Keung says fancy scraps.
Fancy scraps.
And Rhonda says treasures.
Well, they are treasures, aren't they? Really. There's all sorts of bits and pieces here. I'm sure I've got like way more than I need. But, you know, I can't stop now. Right, will that do? Is there anything else that's hurling itself at us? Oh, that's nice. Stop, get on with things. I can't help it. Right, that'll do. Oh, there's a nice little bit there. Right, let's just put that back on top. That's the wrong way round. Well, it's shut that way. Yeah. Right, shut that up. I've got fibres up my nose now. Okay, so we've got all sorts of things here, and I'm just going to stick them on kind of willy-nilly, really. I'm going to stick this pocket down first. That's one less thing to think about, it moving around.
Terry's got to go.
Oh, bye, Terry.
Tommy's got to go, somebody's turned up.
Oh, how inconvenient. Well, thanks for joining us.
And Sandra Lewis wants to know if you're still live.
I am still live, Sandra. Still live. Still chattering on. So just line that up with the sides, with the bottom, and there's our pocket on. Easy as that. Right, what are we going to put on the pocket then? That's the thing. Well, I've got white. I've got enough white to cover that. That's quite nice. Yeah, quite like that. I like white and cream together. I like different colours of cream as well. That's a nice bit of silk there. Yeah, let's just cut a bit off that. Yeah, I didn't think I could tear this the last time I tried, but I do want some fibrey ends if I can get them. Right, let's cut this. Let's do this as if we mean it. Let's cut this up here. So that's going there. That's going there. I can trim more off if I need to. Just leave that there. Right. So I need to get that stuck down. What am I going to use to stick it down? That's the question. Fabri-Tac probably. It's a bit shiny, but what can you do? So I don't need masses because it's just mesh that I'm sticking down. Lovely. Pop that onto there. Lovely. Right, I'm going to trim that, but I'm not going to trim it tight to the edge. And I'm not going to trim that tight to the edge either because I kind of like it being like that. Right, what have we got? Got that. That's nice. And this bit of silk. Yeah. Then I've got that coloured ribbon, lace. Don't know, not so sure about that. I've got this titchiest piece in history, but I do quite like it. And I was thinking of using one of the roses down here as well. Just one probably. About there-ish. And this tiny bit of scrap about there. I quite like that. That's okay. We're going all right. We're doing okay. I thought I had a bit. Yeah, this. Could I get that in there somewhere? Like that. Got all sorts of coloured fibres on here. And just that rows there. What about that? What does that look like? You could probably come in a little bit if you like, Miss Trev.
Denise says she's in the middle of a blizzard at the moment.
Oh my goodness me. Oh dear, I hope that everything's okay, your electricity stays on, everything. Yeah, that's better, isn't it? I'm wondering about the silk, if it's just a bit... I love it, but if it's just a bit too solid, maybe we need something else. What about that? Yeah, I like that better, I think. Yeah, let's stick that down then. It's up to you whether or not you put these on your rows. I might, but if I do, I'll do it later. See if I can remember where these things go. Fabri-Tac. Let's put this, glue this down. There's a programme comes on, I think it starts while I'm still live, on a Sunday, and it's called Lego Masters Australia. There was a Lego Masters USA, and there was there?
Yes.
Yeah, and there was a Lego Masters UK. But this Australia one, it's just the best. The guy who does it, he's just brilliant. And they all get challenges and they have to build things out of Lego, which I appreciate isn't everybody's cup of tea, but I love that sort of thing. Makes me want to go out and buy Lego. Right, that's there. Then we've got this bit of spider's webby stuff. All this stuff's horrible to glue. Just kind of need to try and catch it somewhere. Just going to bring that down. Maybe put that under there. Bring that down a little bit like that. Okay. And then then there's bit, I don't know why I'm so attached to this titchy little bit of lace, but I am. It's funny, isn't it? Sometimes things just grab you and it's just got to be used. It just has got to be used. So that's going to go about there. So that's going to go about there. Right, there we are. I'll stick my rows on. And that's that done. I quite like that. It's just a little sort of lace, scrappy collage really, I suppose. Just bits out the waste bin.
Shaz says she wishes she had the gift of shabby chic.
I think it's layering. I think it's like everything else. It's layering. Right, so that's that. And I do quite like that actually. It's quite pretty. So now we need to talk about this girl, this lady. So I think the first thing that needs to happen is she needs to get stuck down. I'm not going to put anything underneath her, so we're safe enough to get her stuck down. It's like part 2 this, isn't it? It's completely different to part 1. But I like getting a page a week done in the Shabby Chic book. There we go. Whoa, catch me as I pass. So I want this nearer the top than the bottom. And fairly in the centre. What's that look like? Well, not too bad actually, seeing as you ask. Right, so I've got the same sort of thing to do again up here. A little bit of lace. But this time, if I can, I want to use 2 roses. Just so they balance up with that one there. That's the plan. That's the plan. Right. Maybe I should have used 2 roses there. Stuck now, too late. Right, so I need some lace, of course.
Kerry says she's loving the double whammy and the contrast.
it's very, yeah, it's different, isn't it? Right, I'm going to just take a piece of this. It's sort of mesh, lacy mesh, and just fold that over. I'm just wondering if I put that there, if I could get my roses onto that. I could, yeah. You know, I really, really want 2 roses down the bottom. I'm going to have to see if I can get this one off. This is going to be the one thing that's stuck really, really well, isn't it? Come on, off you come. Yes, that's good. You can do it. There we go. So I just want, I want 2 on the bottom. That's right. That's what I'm up to. So 1 there, and I'm going to take the bigger one and put that there. Does that look better? No, that looks upside down. Put that there. And put that there. Would it be nicer in the corner? No, it looks like it's stuck in the corner then. Yeah, about there.
Just like upwards a little.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. Yeah, I think that's better. Not forgetting those leaves that I did, which I nearly did forget. What about these ones, the 3 ones? What about that in there? Yeah, that's better, isn't it? I think that's better. I like that better. Yeah, is that too big? Well, let's try it and see. Until you try, you don't know, do you? I don't know. What's that look like? I quite like that. I'm going with that. I like it. Right, so let's get some glue on the back of here. Fabri-Tac will do the job, I think, because it's getting stuck down onto fabric, onto textile. I forgot all about these, and I'd glittered them up and everything. So that's going right in the corner, like that. Lovely. Excellent. Yeah, this is better. I'm liking this better. This is the larger of the 2 roses. You can see why it takes me so long to do things, can't you? Audition everything. That's going there. Let's just get some glue on the back of this one again. Tucked into there like that. Lovely. So that's our 2 roses and our leaves sorted, and that looks better. I'm happier with that now. Yeah, show you and see what you think. What do you think of that? Yeah, I'm happy with that, definitely. So now that brings us back to our lady in here, and we've only got 1 rose for her now. That's fine, that's all right. Put that on there, like that.
Sandra says she's sure she missed the information at the beginning of the live, but the title says black and white tag. Did I miss the black and white? She's loving the tag.
Yeah, there's the black and white that we made earlier in part 1. And then once I'd finished that, I wanted to move on to the little, I'll show you at the end, the little Shabby Chic accordion book that we're busy making. And this is going to be a page for that. So yeah, you've entirely missed what the live was supposed to be about, the black and white tag. It's gone. And then this is just a kind of add-on at the end, because I just wanted to do a Shabby Chic page for my other little journal. So you haven't missed anything that's vital, I can tell you that. So if I fold that over like that, I've got one here that's just got 2 leaves, and put my rose there. That's quite nice. It's quite nice. I quite like it. But what else do I need underneath it? I need something something cream. Something cream. That might do. It's got all purple stuck on it, but apart from that, it's quite nice. That's the problem. Everything's... Oh, that's nice. That's nice. That's nice. Oh, that's lovely. But I like this cream. Let's see about the cream. It's only a little bit bigger. Well, maybe it is this.
Sandra says, beautiful black and white. She'll watch from the beginning later today.
Okay, Sandra, I'm sorry you missed it. Let's take this out of here because we know what we're messing with. So if that went there like that, and we'll just up a little bit, like that in fact. Just miss her head. And this was like that. The leaves were like that. And the rose. What's that like? You can't even see that dark bit. That's rubbish. This bit, I mean. Come on, woman, what are you doing? No, it needs cream. It's got to have some cream in it. Oh, let's have a look and see what's around. Well, there's this. I could. Oh yeah, I could cut a bit of that off. That would do nicely. That's probably sufficient, I would say. Right, so let's put that there. This, which I'm folding into 3, goes there. Leaves there. Rose there. What's the story with that? That bit's probably sufficient for in there. Yeah, that's it. I'm going with that. I'm going with that. I think it's okay. You could faddle forever, and believe me, I could. I really could. I've got a great big purple hair on there, which isn't going to help matters much. Right, so let's just put that in the corner. Then we've got this lovely, well, it's beige really. It's not, I wouldn't describe it as cream, but it's lovely and it'll match the bottom pocket. Bottom pocket. Like that. Just crush that into place. Lovely. I've got threads all over me. Get off me. This, which is going into 3. That's probably enough. That'll probably go through 3 layers, I would have thought. That doesn't need to be that long. That's my problem. It does not need to be that long. That wide, should I say. There we are. Lovely. Then my leaves. Which will go in there. Yeah. I'll just stay there. Just stay there. Please just stay there. It doesn't want to stay there. Right, let's just put that clip on it for a second or two then, till it comes to its senses. Next thing are the leaves. They haven't got much stickle on them, have they? I haven't over stickled, I can tell you. I'm just going to whip that leaf off there. I don't want it. And that's why, because that's the right side. Oh my goodness me. I can make that work, that's alright. So I want that there, but not necessarily over her head. Stick that there. Lovely, and it's just the rose to go. I've left the bottom empty, as it were, because it needs to go in the pocket. And although it looks so nice if it's got stuff on it, if it won't go in the pocket, it's just a damn nuisance, really. So I haven't put any decoration on the bottom of the tag. Right. Talk amongst yourselves while I persuade this to stick. I think we're all right there. Oh my goodness me, my hands, I can't bear them. Right, so there we have it. There we have it, our little shabby page. What do you think? Do you like it, guys, or not? Don't tease, Judy. Tell us who. What? Oh, I didn't know I should mention who it was. It was Edith on Scrapbooking with Me. She made a longish gusset-shaped piece that she attached the page to, and the hinges didn't stick out.
She was saying she saw a video last night of a different way to attach the pages in an accordion book that looked quite interesting.
Ah, right. I make mine particularly this way because I like the fact that I've got a big hinge, so I can make them really quite thick. You know, there's a lot of inbuilt thickness in there, and if you know anything about me, you will know that I tend to make chunky journals. So this has got plenty of room to spread and still be okay, still not be alligator mouthing. But, you know, I mean, of course there are different ways to do things. Gail, she made an accordion book, and there was no space at all. She just glued page, you know, one page then the other page right up next to it with a strip of paper down it. There's all sorts of different ways of doing things, guys. And, you know, of course you can talk about them on here. This is how we learn. This is how we grow. But, you know, by seeing what other people are doing, and because I'd like to guarantee you there's nothing new in this world of junk journaling. We're using paper, ink, glue, scissors, that's about it. And there's only so many ways you can fold paper, really, isn't there? Let's be honest. So, yeah, you know, if you see something that's interesting, share it to the group. Tell us. You know, the only thing about the group that I would say is no direct links, please. And beyond that, I mean, tell us what you've seen. Tell us where you've seen it. I'm always interested. And I'm always looking for YouTube videos to watch. Because sometimes people like Kyung and Julie, who are my staple diet, do not put out loads of videos. So I have to go meandering finding other people's videos. So, I still have something I want to run by you before I go. Let's just stick this down now. And then that's another page in our little shabby accordion book. There we go. I like this page. It's truly shabby. It's just going to pop in there. So there we have it. And that's the kit from Vicky at the Journal Boat. And I really like it, but it is very, very shabby. And I appreciate it might be a bit too shabby for some of you, but others will be thinking, where has this been all my life? So that's that. So we are making headway with this, aren't we? We've got the cover to do. 1, 2, 3, 4. The cover to do. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we're making progress. But I like that when you open, you know, if this happens to end up being the front page, you open it up and you see her. Woohoo! Very nice. Okay, so that's what we've achieved today. In an hour and 40 minutes. It's not that bad, really, is it? So let's move on to something that I just kind of had an idea about a while ago. And that's why I was asking you if you liked mixed media or you didn't like mixed media, because it's kind of it's something that I love, and as you can see of late, it's a path that I've gone down. I've been going down that path, and I've been using fabrics and stuff, probably rather more than paper actually of late. But a while ago, Mr. F, as he does, was in the charity shop, and he came across this very interesting, well, potentially interesting book. And yeah, you're going to have to pull out and out and out though, because it's a big book. I need to move everything as much as I can out my way. Right, let's have a look. This is the book, and you still can't. It's enormous, really is a giant. And that's fine. That's great. Now you get to see all the rubbish around me. Yeah, this is it. Let's measure it and see what it measures, shall we? This is only 9 inches, so 9, 10. Oh, Mr. F's come with a tape measure. That's a better idea. It's just over a foot, so it's about 31.5 centimetres by 15.5 inches or 39.5 centimetres. It's a giant. It's a giant of a book. And he was interested in it, as I was when he first brought it to me, because of the way it's bound. It's a really interesting binding. This is all one piece. Well, it's probably 2 pieces, but this is all the same idea. And it's got this French groove running down there, and then it's screwed there, and it's the same on the back. Like that. And he thought, as I thought, brilliant. Just unscrew those, take out this gorgeous black paper, which is a really nice, thick, good quality paper. And, you know, basically do what you want with the covers, but use the black paper. And then I was thinking about it. It's been on my mind for a little while, because I was wondering whether to implement this kind of binding for a Tim Holtz book, another story. But then you guys all know that I watch the Timmy Lives on a Saturday afternoon, and he never fails to impress me with he doesn't make things. He never sets out to make a card or make a tag or make anything. He just demonstrates techniques, and I find that really interesting, because he puts it across in such a way that I want to go at that exact second, get my inks, get my papers out, and just play, just see what happens. Get modelling paste and grit paste and crackle paste, anything, and just see what happens. See how far you can push it. And I think this would make the ideal thing for it. Not the black. It's wouldn't be suitable, obviously, for all colours anyway. It's black. But just to take a piece of watercolour paper or mixed media paper or whatever, and try the technique that I'm thinking of at that particular time, take note of what it is I'm using, and mount it in this book with my little recipe, if you like, at the bottom. This is how I achieved this. Because sometimes things happen, and you really, next week, you want to do it again, and it's, what did I do? You think you'll never forget, but you do. So I think the sort of image, the piece that I've worked on, which will probably not be completed. It won't be a finished card front or journal page or whatever. It will be a technique of some sort with the recipe. And I wondered if you guys wanted to come along with me on that journey. That's why I was asking, were you interested in mixed media? Because it won't be... There might be some blending of inks. I mean, blimey, that's... Yeah, we all blend inks. But it won't stop at that. I'll be pushing it as far as I possibly can. And Bernice, I hear you when you say that you don't like it. You don't have to like it. Of course you don't have to. But if there's sufficient people that are interested in it, I will video it and I'll show you how I got there. And there's 26 black pages in here, which I reckon equals 52. And there's 52 weeks in the year, which is quite convenient. So this is a thing that I thought I might start if you want me to. I'm going to do it anyway. I should tell you that because I want to do it. But I just wondered if you wanted me to video it or if you just thought, carry on, love. Crack on by yourself. We don't care. Which I don't blame you if that's true. That would be great, says Kim. Kyung, yes, that would be fun. Yes to mixed media. Oh yeah, I'll show them that. A technical manual with examples and instructions. That sounds so interesting. Thanks, Judy. Sounds like fun, says Ellie. I think that most of us would follow it to the end of the world, Fiona. Go for it. Thanks, Jen. I'd definitely be up for joining you on that journey. For sure. Carrie, thank you. Rose, it sounds interesting. Yeah, I guess you meant follow, not fall. Shaz, great learning opportunity. Gonnie, yes, love mixed media. Camellia, Julie, sorry. Sounds great. Jania, agreed. Bernice, love to watch. Well, that's great, Bernice, because nobody's making anybody do this. This is the other thing. I think I talked to you about this a while ago, actually, that I'd procured from somewhere or other. And it's metallic shelf liner. And it's this checker plate. Is that what you call it? Checker plate? Yeah. And it's self-adhesive shelf and drawer liner. Repositionable, cut to size, wipe clean. 18 inches by 59 inches. And I got it for £1. And now, because of the joy of alcohol inks, could you pass me the set of alcohol inks, please? I think we could have enormous fun with this. I think it could, be great. As you know, I don't have any, I have limited, about 3 colours of alcohol inks. But, these are alcohol inks. And they were sent to me by our group's fairy godmother in the shape of Kyung. I mean, my goodness, look at that. I can't believe it. They are so gorgeous. Aren't they beautiful? So a huge thank you to you, Kyung. I'm really, really grateful. I really am, and I cannot wait. I can't wait. I can't wait to play with them. So, in the big green book, as that's how I shall refer to it, these will definitely come into their own, and I can start to play with them and see what happens when you add this, that or the other. So that will be a project for there, and I think that they'd be really interesting on top of our checker plate. So that I'm just keeping you up to date with a bit of housekeeping, really. There's nothing interesting being said, really, particularly.
Abundant Life Journal would like to come along with you.
Abundant Life Journal, wow. Count me in. Anne Mann. Is that you, Anne? Are you Anne? Abundant Life Journal. I think she must be. It must be Anne. Hi, Anne. You have that. Do you have that, Shaz, that checker plate stuff? I think we can do something good with that. Yeah, Kyung is super kind. She is super. She's such... thanks, Chris. We're so lucky to have her in this group. I mean, we have a fantastic group anyway, but Kyung, just amazing. So with that being said, I shall see you through the week, definitely. There's quite a bit happening this week, but I will really, really try and get a video done. I've been very lax about it. I've been criticising everybody else for not doing videos, and I haven't done one myself. So thank you, everybody, for joining along with me. We did get, we got stuff done. That's our black tag. Yeah, not the greatest in the world, but it's okay. And we got our little Shabby Chic tag done, which I do love. I love that. So there you go. Next week, for those of you that missed it, the tag prompt is numbers. You can have numbers, like numbers. You can have them spelt out. You can have Roman numerals. You can have whatever, as long as it's got to do with numbers. Okay? So I look forward to seeing everybody's tags in the group in the week. You guys are smashing it. You really are. It's just amazing how many of you are contributing. And, it's such a joy to see. So thank you very much, guys. I shall see you through the week, but I'll see you in person next Sunday as ever. And take good care of yourselves and those around you. And don't forget to be kind. Above all, be kind. Bye.
Take care, everyone. See you soon. Be
Bye.
safe. Be happy. Bye.